Welcome to Your Known Unknown, where Source and I will help to shed light on what's unknown to you. Happy new week. Happy new energies, as we've never really existed on a singular timeline. Happy newness for you. I hope this message finds you well. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us grow, helps us know, helps us pull more guidances and energies for a broader consciousness. As we pull cards for you, there are messages within there. Since this is not a one-to-one reading, use your own resonance, use your own discernment to judge the messages wisely. Take what's meant for you, leave what's not. All that scripted pizzazz. So we're going to pull some cards and see what they want to say today. And I'm going to do the best I can do to channel it as effectively, efficiently, obviously, perfectly as I possibly can. That is the intention. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's into it. And let's pull some cards for you today and see what needs to be seen. Thank you, Spirit. Start with where we're going. Start with where we've been. Sitting in the present energies with us today. We have the Prince of Cups, Knight of Cups, not Prince of Cups. This is Son of Cups, which would be the Knight of Cups. We have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Give me a little more context here. Okay. Well, you're being distracted by external validations of sorts. You might be the kind of person who has weeded through life's distractions, removed a lot of the other distractions in life, and you're kind of sitting here in this sense today or recently of, man, I sure wish I could share this with somebody, right? And that wishing, that emotion is kind of keeping you from experiencing Eight of Pentacles, which is diligent, hard work, fruits of your labors, blah, blah, blah. So you might not have your cup completely filled up today when you're seeing this video. And that's okay. That happens. We have our ups and downs. We have our fulfilling, strong days of accomplishment where we do it all and we're like, wow, I was very, very productive today. I pushed myself. I didn't get distracted by outside or past influences, past emotions, past cycling mindsets that are just so gripping and difficult to move through, right? You never see them when you move through them. You can only compare yourself to who you were last year and be like, oh yeah, I'm doing better. But here in the moment, in the present, it's tough to see the progress you've made and the direction you need to take today to swap this Eight of Pentacles and flip it around to the upright, which is go get some work done. Go do what you said you would do. Don't let distractions of energies from your past, your thoughts, your feelings, your regular routine days, don't let it hinder you in your growth. That's just not helpful all around, So maybe just a couple days ago, you were really kicking ass, getting a lot of stuff done. You had a vision in mind for today, or this week, last weekend, or whatever. Maybe you have a goal, a plan, a dream, right? And they don't have to be the big lifetime ones. They can be, this week my objective is to complete X, Y, and Z. That's it, all week. And you've gotten X and you've gotten Y, and you're just sitting with Z, knowing you'll take care of Z. But hey, why not do it today? Why not do it right now? Why not shut the video off and go take care of Z? I mean, you don't have to. I enjoy watching videos too. It helps me feel validated, connected, growing. I'm almost addicted to it, It's very gripping, whatever excuses we have for it. But nonetheless, we're not doing something. And that something is right now, in this present moment, everything. So stop thinking about it. Stop feeling about it. Just go do it. Go do it and get out of the cyclical focus that you're in. Shut off the mind. Go do it. And while your body is action oriented on said actions, said progress, your mind will learn to adapt to that environment and focus on what you're doing. So you have just shifted your focus. I find it difficult when I'm stuck in my head to do something like go read a book or think about something or solve problems or stuff. My goal is to get out of my head first. My head is so comfortable. It's such a familiar place. I love it more than reality itself, my mind. But there is nothing there but visions, right? So to say. In this context, there's nothing there but a thought. There is no creation. There is no manifestation. There is no physical validity to what you're doing, because you're not doing anything. You're in your mind. So for me, it's tough to go and start to get out of my mind from thinking, to go start thinking of something else is just distracting and more or less frustrating. So for me, hacking into go do something else, change your environment, change your emotional energy up somehow in a way that is healthy. Even coffee's not a healthy outlet, right? We wake up, we feel like blah, and instead of picking ourselves up naturally, we make a cup of coffee, right? Be smart, wait a few hours, put salt in it, give yourself some magnesium, change milks so you're not just fueled by lactose, which is a sugar, don't put honey in it. Experiment with stuff. Like, I'm not relying on the coffee. I love the coffee as a habitual pattern in my days, but I see how it drains my bank account. I see how it does not positively impact me, and I'm aware of it. I have been on the kicker of no caffeine in my life. I've also been on the kicker of let's have a lot of caffeine because it tastes good, feels good. I enjoy it. But I also know this too shall pass. This phase shall pass. So every cup of coffee I make myself, I love it because it could be my last. Nonetheless, I'm not relying on it, but it does change the energy of the day for us, consciously or unconsciously, whether you're aware of it or not. So you got to find a healthy way to get out of your mind. You got to find a healthy way to get out of your heart, really. It's kind of more like the way I'm seeing it right here, laid out like this, right? You are in this energy of the Knight of Cups. Very loving. It's a very great place to be. However, it's kind of like a memory of the spider bites that the past experiences gave you. And you've cultivated a beautiful energy of what love resembles within yourself from the pains you've been through. Yeah, you are on the right path. You understand unconditionality without expectations. You understand self-sovereignty and value without the pleasure seeking validation of other people. You know, you've done so much stuff and you're sitting in a good energy. But today, that's in your heart and that is very loud. It's affecting your mind, you know. So we want to sit with our loves, and if our love is telling us, hey, you know, you're not getting what you want in one area, and you're sitting here today, you're distracting yourself, you're not doing much. What else do you love? Okay, you love something, you don't know what. You can't have that. I take that word back. You don't have that right now, and that's okay. So instead of the dream of what we're so addicted to, which is I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. Spirit, I want this. I'm manifesting. No, you're not. You're just daydreaming and distracting yourself. Your mind is sabotaging you right now by that desire for connection, that desire for cultivating a perfect, loving environment that is full of all your abundances and needs ever met, right? That's a fucking distraction. Your job is to think and do. Think and do. And if you're not doing and solely thinking, you're out of balance. Your mind affects the way you feel. The way you feel affects your mind. You need to learn how to control and harness both to balance. Okay? There is other external forces in your environment, in your situations, in your traumas, in your memories, all these different places. But to begin, you gotta balance the way your mind affects your feelings, your heart, and vice versa. If you don't right now, you should understand from what I'm saying. You experience reality from the sense of both, and your heart and your mind. And both of them, because we're out of control at this day and age, in our generations, in our collective conscious, I want to say, in the enlightenment, the amount of enlightenment that we've achieved collectively is more labeled as the level of lack of ignorance. We're not even on to the positive side of it yet. We're just about to hit zero, you know? We're still in the negatives collectively. We're learning. We're out of control. We don't actually know how to permanently, in our autonomic nervous system, without us thinking about it, the way our heart beats, the way our food digests, the way our blood pumps, right? All of this shit, the way we heal, the way we fight off viruses and sicknesses, without us even knowing. Sentient, innate in our minds, in our bodies, I mean. Right? The energy should flow one way, and it is heart. Your mind creates the coherence between your reality and your beliefs and your love, yourself, your emotions. Not just love, your hate, your resentment, your anger, your frustration, your sadness, your pain, your suffering, as well as your happiness, your abundance, your well-being, your peace, right? Your mind is just the decipherer to create the reality you're experiencing. Your body's the one to create it, so please get off your booty and go create your reality. One step at a time. One step at a time to success. That's how you become successful. Unless you win the lottery, it literally does not happen overnight if you want foundational, secure, stable success. It doesn't, I'm not saying it has to be towards like business or anything. You can be taking steps to a successful relationship, and that relationship can be applied to anything and anyone. Me and a lamp, me and a cactus, me and my coffee, me and myself, me and my grandparents, me and my family, me and loved ones, me and lovers, me and friends, me and acquaintances, all relationships. Me in this window, I get to look out and see the outside world that I have a relationship with. Me and my chakras and how I've, through emotional patterns, disrupted some of them to a pretty chronic place, and we'll call those my behaviors, my beliefs, my mindsets, my self-limitations, my whatever. We want to create these relationships, pull ourselves out of the false sense of identity we've identified ourselves with through life, that we've believed we are, and realize you don't need anyone else. You don't need anything else. What you need is to give yourself a new experience that you'll be proud of thinking of tomorrow. And in all reality, where's the glory in that tomorrow? It's not very glorious or glorifying. It's not. It's not extremely rewarding. It's subtle. It's little. It's one of those little steps to the path of a permanently abundant perceptual reality that you are cultivating, that you are experiencing a little further down the road than right here, right now. Because obviously, right here, right now, where we're at, we're needing guidance, and that's okay. That's perfectly laid in place. We're watching this video, we're creating these messages, we're learning as we're moving. Yeah. We're doing the best we can about it. So today, your heart is maybe a little bit of the more past self identified with toxic S traits, creating emotions and feelings inside of you. And I think your job today is to take your mind and discipline your body and to go, hey, we have some stuff we got to do. So I feel this shit all the time. Can we just not today? Please, body, mind, soul, spirit. Can we just not today? Can we just do the things? Can we numb out and work off of our aligned soul's instinct today, please? Do I not have to practice the gratefulness? Do I not have to feel full-bodied and grateful? Can I just be grateful to just have neutrality and nothing more, nothing less? And the answer from the divine will always be, hell yeah, you can. You can do whatever you want. We'll love you still, no matter what. Whatever will make you align with you. We accept that. So today, if you want to add a little extra boost of honey in your coffee, go for it. Just remember that these things, sugar, caffeine, nicotine, adult films, negative connections and people, negative behaviors, they're all energy drainers, meaning they'll lower your vibration and put kind of more of those worrisome thoughts and more of a lack of control into your reality. But you also do practices to vibrate back up. You do your Kundalini yoga every morning. You do your morning meditations every day. You do your intention settings. You eat those mineral supplements to counteract the caffeine that you're having. So at least you're not unbalanced. You're not weighed down on one side all the time. Unhealth, vices, self-identity of past. You're trying to at least balance it back out daily now with the positive, higher vibe stuff. You're rehabitualizing these patterns that you were graced with in the past, that you fell out of in the past, and cycled through these things, and we're cycling back into vibrational progress, evolution, transmutation, whatever the fuck you want to say. Whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter. That is the game. That's the controller. That's how you use the controller, you know? You don't sit and victimize yourself and blame everything and change nothing. You pull up your big boy or big girl pants. You say, these are just emotions. I can still function while feeling whatever I want. I just have to learn how to not spew it out into the rest of the world around me, because A, privacy is power, but B, I do care what people think about me. I am a human being. I do exist in a light spectrum. I do feel on an emotional spectrum, and it's all bandwidth in between, you know? So, what's wrong with why am I? Who cares how I feel right now? It's not like I'm not honoring how I'm feeling. It's who cares how I feel right now, because right now, this emotion, this feeling, this perception, it's lacking something. Whereas if what I honor what I'm feeling, and what I'm feeling like is I don't want to do anything. Well, you've done that your whole life so far, and it's gotten you here. So if you can accept that, okay, do nothing. That's absolutely fine. But if you have a goal and dream in mind, creating an empire, having the most perfect relationship ever experienced, right? You got to push through how you're feeling, because you know how you will feel if you get the job done, especially if you get it done right. If you take those deep breaths, calm down, and keep pushing to get the job done, even if you hit overtime, even if it's for free, you don't live a life of purpose expecting equal pay. No, that's not the way that works. Purpose comes in all shapes and colors and facets, Accomplishment comes and looks so many different ways too. Achievement, reward, success, independence, love, well-being. It all looks and feels different to all of us. So I don't have an appropriate guidance intuitively, because I don't know you. I just know the cards and the energies. I've been here before. But you know you, and your job is to honor you, because emotions are volatile and they are unsustainable and they're fleeting. They change so all the time. There is no structure to the emotions, and you have to remember that. So to have a structured well-being of peace, of life, of perfect reality, you have to create that, and you have to dismiss sometimes how you feel so you can feel better tomorrow. I don't want to go to work today. Well, get the fuck up and go to work. You know why? Because you don't have to spend money today, which means that all day long, you just earned money. Put that in the bank for later. That's a day with $0 spent. You just packed your own lunch. You just made your own coffee. You didn't go buy any. In fact, you quit smoking 2 weeks ago, and guess what? You haven't paid for any nicotine in 2 weeks. You know how much money you have just saved? You will see it at the end of the month. You'll see it. Might be an extra $1,000 you have in your bank account, and you're like, whoa, I feel so rich. Compared to where you were when you were dropping cash on daily comforts. Yeah. Flip the script with gas. If you live in town with your job, take a bus, ride a bike, walk. It's good for you. Get up earlier. Make it a habit over time if it aligns with you. I love driving. I kind of lucked out. I don't have to pay rent right now where I live. And that was a good mission plan to help. Thank you, Spirit. But in return, that allows me to save some money. So also in return, that allows me to invest into my car, which I was unable to for a really long time. So I might not see the money, but I feel it. I feel the currency, right? It's going and being applied and invested into appropriate places that I get to choose, that I call a valuable department in my life, something that will help me succeed further without hindering my growth. So, I bought a French press. I bought tea steep kettles. Back in the day, I invested in all these one little paycheck at a time, just nickel and diming all these little things. And in return, I was getting rid of all the other crap I wasn't using too. I was like, I want coffee. I spend money on coffee every day. I love to go out and get my espresso shots, dirty chais, just playing around, loving it, by myself. It's just my thing. I enjoy it. I don't care for other people. I love it. And that's a gripping lifestyle. But anyway, so I bought a French press, saved myself some money, bought some cocoa, learned how to make mochas, half-ass mochas. Anyways, the point is, changing your habits is uncomfortable. And if you're constantly a little bit uncomfortable, it depends if you're productive or not, okay? Because if you're not productive, then change. Be productive. The uncomfortability will cease to exist. If you're doing your things and you're constantly a little bit uncomfortable in life, if you're like, I'm always just a little unfulfilled, Spirit. I'm always just a little unfulfilled. I'm always just a little uncomfortable. Do I have anxiety? Do I have schizophrenia? Like, what's going on? Spirit's like, no, we're changing your insides. You are so aware. You are so resonant with yourself. You are in tune. You are sound. That the subtle changes of the stars around you influence your moon, yourself, your self-to-self dialogue, your emotional feeling, your heart-to-mind connection. That's what that's doing. You go, there's no reason why I should have woken up in a bad mood. I've done everything the same. It's because it's out of your control. You're just learning to ride the waves of life, and your job is to keep up with your end of being a co-creator and applying what you've been given as a gift in this reality, which is your body. And that's it. Your physical body is a gift. It's the only thing you can claim ownership over, but you should still be grateful because the divine gave it to you. They created it for you. You created it with them before arriving, but it's still a gift. It's not your body. That's why we take care of it. That's why we love it, give it appreciation, because our consciousness is connected. Our bodies are here, creating from an infinite amounts of perceptual awareness and consciousness, a way for the universe to continue to experience variety, evolution, change. So if you're productive and unfulfilled, it might not be your fault. So you accept that. You go, okay, well, I can get the day done, and I've learned enough tools to not snap at people or to push my emotions into the world. Like, I know I'll take care of it all later. I'll go to the gym later. I'll work it out. I'll have 1 cup of coffee less, and I'll drink herbal tea to help balance that vibration back up to do something, And then what? We go on ChatGPT and we're like, what can I do today to figure out my life? And then ChatGPT is like giving you this bunch of awesome answers. And you're like, maybe I'll try one of them. Maybe I won't. It's up to me. I'm just looking for the proper guidance and advice. And when it's not a voice in your head, because they're not the voices, they're the whispers and nudges, they're kind of hard to hear in a chaotic world around you that hasn't quite hit balance collectively. When it's all still egoically influenced, yes, the noise is loud. We want to move out from the noise and sit within the signal, It's kind of the goal. That's like the daily task. The daily task isn't getting your responsibilities done. It's navigating through your signals. And your signals are your responsibilities, the things that discipline you, the things that evolve you, that advance you, that create a stronger, loyal, more integral, more disciplined, more stoic being who is in control of their mind, who is in control of their emotions, who is in control ultimately of their reality. Six of Wands came up and so many intuitive flashes came. Things to watch out for during this time period, during your transmutation of habitual energies, the daily integrated patterns, right? Things to watch out for. Lust, a big one, a very big one. It is as socially acceptable as alcohol, caffeine, and nicotine all combined. Be weary of your lustful demons, okay? Also, be very weary of the only way I can say it is ganging up. Because when you gang up with people, you have then created a tiny collective of familiar opinions. Okay? I'm not saying that you and your friends are only friends because y'all share the same ideas, but I mean, I am kind of saying that too. Be wary of this false sense of attachment with people specifically because they have their own cups. It's hard to have a false sense of attachment with, a cactus or a lamp. It's tough because it doesn't have an emotional well to it. It does if you go deep enough and connect deep enough, but ultimately at face value, human beings and domesticated animals, they pretty much have the most adorable, relatable contexts to them, if that makes any sense. So we want to watch out for sharing our opinion, pushing our opinions. We want to really keep our opinions to ourselves. We want to keep our dreams to ourselves because, yet again, silence is power. Privacy is a superpower. And that ultimately affects your progress, success, advancement. You tell somebody, I've been doing this and I'm going to keep doing this. And then you know why you don't keep doing it? A variety of reasons. One, you shared it. Two, they have their own energy too. They can think their own thoughts. They could immediately go, oh man, I found this awesome recipe. I really want to try it. They can look at you and say, that's a great idea. You should try it. But then in their mind, because they're in control of their thoughts, they go, that sounds absolutely fucking disgusting. I'll never try that in my life. And then they go away. And next thing you know, you can't find the right ingredients. You're having anxiety while trying to put it together. And then all of a sudden you stop making it. You don't even try. You just wasted $30 on half the ingredients and you're deciding to just settle for like pasta now, That's kind of what this is saying. Be careful. Keep your goals and dreams private until they're done. Show the world what you are. Don't tell it, show it. Prove it. Prove to the world who and what you are. Why you do it, that's up to you. That's up to your sun sign, your soul. Why you believe the things you believe. Why you stand up for the things you stand up for. Why you can't just work at some shit like McDonald's, really. Not like, ew, it's low. Hey, man, they make great money, They give opportunities. But is that a rewarding place? Is that an honest place? Is that your place? 33:33 on the clock when I said that. Is it your dream? Is it your reality? And if not, be patient and work your way out of it. Work your way to a place that you're proud to be. And if you just can't seem to find it, make it. All of this comes from self-introspection and not telling your friends or shooting the shit with your friends about what you're going to do, how you feel, maybe I should do this. No, that's being influenced by other people, and that is not you. But lust also. Watch out for that shit. It will distract you. And perfectly stated, I think that today, the desire for connection is a little bit louder, especially kind of coming up with the Leo new moon that's coming up here soon. Love, connection, soul, it's a very loud energy. And when we're not fully in love with ourselves, the next greatest The next closest thing to self love that we can really know is love with a partner, love with a fling, a situationship, whatever. Feeling connected to somebody, getting those hedonistic pleasures satisfied, but then at what cost? At the cost of yourself not actually doing anything for the day, at the cost of depleting your energy, and so tomorrow you have to work extra hard to balance back your energies to zero just to be neutral again. You got to do a lot of stuff. Watch out. Watch out also during this time for procrastination from perfectionism. Okay, that's another important one. If you're on this channel, I know you've experienced some of the things I've experienced in my life, and it's probably gotten you to a point where you're like, damn, I know things can be perfect, dude. Like, I know I can make this channel just the best fucking channel in the world someday. Right now, I'm not, but we're getting there. The perfectionism is just as crippling as the false, lustful distractions. It's just as bad. Both are crippling. So, watch out for that as well. Let's see how we're feeling about all this right now. Yeah. See, let's see how this really, this lifestyle right here, Spirit. I want us to know how this makes us feel in general, because like it feels pretty normal, you know. It feels like a self-identity. It's like you're not a bad person. You don't do bad things at all. You used to not know everything that you could do that was good, and so yeah, you fucked up in life, and you had to be accountable and fix yourself, and you've done that. But to a degree, these past self-identifications that aren't probably the best habits and traits to have, they feel normal. They feel like your everyday, and we're not trying to be in our everyday anymore. We're trying to be that person that we've dreamed of, that we know, that we see when we close our eyes, right? So how do we feel about this here now? Is this in our awareness? Is this a large piece of our awareness? Is it really just crippling us? Yeah, ultimately, it's making you feel it does feel normal. Wow. It does feel normal. It is normal, and it is hindering you. And why it feels normal is because you haven't experienced the success of an unhindered self yet. So that's why the hindrance feels normal. You feel like this is normal paced progress. In fact, you probably feel like you're making better progress than you ever have. But just wait, because when you're really making progress, you're going to look back at this today and be like, I was so distracted. I was so slow. I was so scared. What's wrong? You know? And that's the advancement of life. That's proof in the pudding that you're a conscious observer, just learning and growing in your own pace, because you know that when you reach that milestone, you'll look back at this emotion today, these thoughts today, your actions today, or lack thereof, and be like, well, what was wrong with me? Why was I so afraid? Why was I ungrateful? Why was I... Why am I putting love and connection and romance on a pedestal when I should be putting myself up there instead. In fact, fuck the pedestal. We should burn it and cut it up and make some firewood out of it and calcine some tincture material and make some spagyrics, whatever you want. You feel normal about yourself today, and that's good. But normal, in my opinion, is complacency. And complacency is not that itty bitty little shred of uncomfortability that pushes us for the next day. 1% at a time, every day, non negotiable. Right? Whatever that means and looks and shows up like for you. From here, Spirit, what are the next courses of action that you need to take? What are we doing here? What should I do for the next week? For this week, pull some future cards. See where we're going for this week. What kind of environments we are going to be experiencing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, well, do you want to do reverse? Okay, so the Temperance reverse came out, fell out. While I'm shuffling, the Four of Cups said, hey. The intuitive message was, here's what's coming up in the next week. Same shit, different day. Okay? And that's okay. That is meant to be. Same shit, different day, coming up fast. Okay? I know you're excited. I know you're anxious. I know you're really looking forward to what life can be. But you have to take the steps to get there. You have to experience every week, every day, every hour, every second. You have to experience it. So, what's coming up this week is a whole lot of normality, and how we're pushing and navigating through this if we want to advance is changing the reality, doing these things, these altercations that you need to your life to keep climbing the ladder up if you want to progress. Otherwise, stay where you're at right now, and it's just going to be another week. And that can be enough if you feel like that's enough. If you want advancement, you have to cultivate advancement. And only you can, because you're the one with the hands. If you don't have hands, I apologize, I don't know. You're capable. You're very capable and can take care of anything, however you do, but you know what I mean. You have energetic hands. What else is coming up this week? Again, those tiny rewards of enduring every week are what's coming up. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. Be very patient. Your job is to be in the present and do. That's it. Be grateful. Try. Be present. Try. Discipline yourself. You don't need to spend your money on that. You don't need to reach out to that person. You don't need to stress about going to work on time. You don't need to stress about anything, worry about anything. Shift the word worry to concern so it gets out of your gut and goes back up to your mind where it belongs. We don't need to worry about anything. I can be concerned about stuff. Yeah, I can definitely pre-plan. I can definitely expect the worst and hope for the best. Be prepared. Let's just change worry and concern to preparation. Period. You got this. It's going to be a busy week, Right off the bat, the normal vibes won't give you much time to find any real downtime for meditation or self-reflection, but make it. It's important. Make it for yourself. Make a little time for yourself this week. You can make all kinds of other things, arts and crafts, people happy, journal entries, a cup of coffee. Why not some time for self? Try making that. What's going to come down the line here, Spirit? What is coming into ourselves, our emotional awareness as the outcomes of where we are expecting to go and how we're expecting to go there, Spirit. You know more than us. Give us the guidance we need. Thank you. We have the Chariot. So, great. Thanks, guys. What's coming in? Maybe not this week, but what's coming in is a fast sense of balance. A fast neutrality, like it's already even there. The neutrality that you're wanting and desiring, the balance you're wanting and desiring is already within your vibrational signature. You just haven't perceived it or unlocked it yet. So something, and I know, the balance is boring. Chaos was addicting. Balance is boring. Peace is not the best when you're not attuned to it. You have to be patient and continue to attune and continue to attune. You gotta keep persistent. You have to persevere through the pain, through the heartache, through the sad memories, through the energies that are out of your control, shifting in the stars, making you wake up in bad moods or good moods, right? Having tough days, having connective days, having easy days, or disconnective days, or days you don't feel good. So don't go work out. Sure, go to the gym, stretch if you want, if that's your non-negotiable, if that creates the good pattern, but you don't have to. Your job is to listen to your body and do what it wants to do. Really and truly honor it. My mind today doesn't want to take care of much. My body has a lot of energy to let out. So how do we balance that? I don't know. I'm going to figure it out on my own. But we're going to do it because I said I would, and I owe that to myself. I don't have to do shit. I get to do everything. So do you. But the reward will just be another reward, yes. but they'll start to come in quicker, more frequently. And they'll start to pick up in energetic weight, meaning they'll start to become bigger, better, more progressive, more aligned. The more you push and persevere and have resilience through your own pains, sufferings, mentalities, whatever. Beautiful. Nine of Wands. I'm glad this gives you some admirable inspiration. And, oh, I like it. We have the Nine of Wands came out to help clarify feelings of the right hand path. Future, I guess, coming up energies. But the world snuck in there. I didn't even see it on the table, and it snuck in there perfectly sideways between the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Wands, just perfectly. So that's telling me you're hearing this, you are understanding what the hell I'm talking about. It's resonating with you, whether we can actually put words to it or not fully, but you get it and you know it. And for you and your own authenticity, you believe it. So we're going to take a deep breath and make it happen. Earthbound Oracle card. Self. That's what we're going to need to make this happen. Simply self. Back to the Ten of Swords that came out with the Chariot too, and that's where I'm saying, like, balance is coming in fast. Something's going to be coming up and you're going to be like, meh, but I think it's more like it's going to take a piece of you, kind of killing a piece of you to really move forward. Then take the time and be patient to calibrate to that new mindset, whatever, lifestyle, anything. And you'll continue to see progress and the fruits of your labor. But this is like a reward that Spirit says, hey, you put in the hard work now, and we will not reward you now. We will reward you later. You know, if you want this reward, it's going to require the hard work now with no vision of fruits of your labor. But they'll come in. They will. When? I don't know. Not right off the bat, not when you think, but they will. Literally, it's just like going to the gym, saying, go work out now. I didn't see results until 6 months of going to the gym, you know? I take that back. I did, but I didn't see it from external self to self, I didn't see it until 6 months into my gym journey, and I'm like, oh yeah, something's happening, you know? We saw no reward. None. The only reward that I had was feeling proud of myself when I was done. I still had to talk myself into it every single day. I still had to find the right time of day that I can, like, turn it into a pattern and a habit, and I have to make sure that I work really hard at work so I can get off work at a reasonable time so I can still go and put in a good session at the gym. You know, like, it takes balance. It took figuring it out. It took some failure, and throughout those failures, it took a few days where I was like, shit, I can't go today, damn it, you know, like, okay, so much for that streak of going to the gym every day, you know, trying to take care of myself, blah, blah, blah. Literally things out of my control. Did I let them beat me up? No. In fact, I was so grateful when the day would come where it's like, oh, the gym's closed and I got off work. That's a rare occurrence. I guess we're just going to go home and relax. And Spirit goes, yeah, you are. And I'm like, I'm not going to let it ruin my day. It's okay. It's a disappointment, but it's okay. You know? It's okay. Just let it all be. And let yourself be, because what it will be is an evolutionary tool of advancement, a divine instrument. That's what you'll be if you'll get out of your own way and let some pieces of you die. We are complete with this message. You have the choice with the world here, just kind of sitting between cycles of ups and downs, and your choices and your experiences, and how you're going to continue to push the standard of what balance is in your reality. Meaning, do you want a better balancing reality? Well, you're going to have to do the discipline to kind of nudge the entire balancing act one way in your direction that you find to be positive for X amount of time, till that calibrated energy becomes your natural default of frequency of your energetic signature. Like when I'm having disconnected negative life experience, it is only so drastically this way. When it's positive, it's only so rewardingly amazing this way. And we want more, so I accept where I'm at, Spirit, and through your guidance, I will try. Please give me the guidance and direction to shift my default to a more abundant, prosperous, and wider currency of, connection, however, whatever. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. That is the intention. That is the goal. They get what you mean. You don't have to be so directly detailed and exact. You don't even have to think words. You just have to feel what you want. Put whatever dreams you have into a feeling. Let it sit in your nervous system for a second, and the divine will receive it. It's how it works. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then start just by saying it over and over. Start by believing it over and over. Start hypnotizing yourself with it over and over and over and over and over. And eventually, it will become a sensation. And you'll start to really get what I'm talking about. So anyways, we are complete. I'm going to take a deep breath and disconnect from the channel and share a few more words after that. But take a deep breath with me if you would like. Enjoy some air while we got it. I think you heard that crack in my neck. That was crazy. It got me all lightheaded. Careful. Anyways, the reading is complete. And I'd just like to say thank you to everybody for offering appreciation, attention, and ultimately receiving any form of these messages. This is one of the only times in my life where fulfillment and connection feel intrinsic. And I love pulling cards and offering the advice. So it means so much to me to even be able to be here and continue to grow this platform. I am so grateful for you, from you, by you, because I love you. and I don't even know you. And I love you because it came from cultivating what I'm finding out is self value and self love. And it came from pain, a lot of it, unknowingly too. Every day I get up and I experience a new sensation of suffering and pain that I used to call a default or normality. Every day, maybe numerous times a day. And I think to myself, well, that's not exactly the happy or healthiest, and it really weighed down on me for a long time. So doing something like coming onto a platform, sharing guidances, sharing some stories as well as guidance. Like, I don't know what the cards are going to tell me because it's not meant for me. It's meant for you. But I always learn from your readings more about myself. And I hope that can do the same for you at least. I'll be working on doing some more things like extended readings, more private, personal readings. They will be uploaded through subscriptions on my Patreon here coming up in the future. I kind of just started it, so bear with me. But the links are there. You can kind of get the feel for the basic platform. I did a test trial video and it seemed to be pretty easy and fun. And that's kind of like where the next steps are going to be going. Here I am sharing my plans and goals ahead of time, right? But I'm doing it not out of a place of I can feel like you're going to affect my energy. It's more like I'm going to do what I say, and I'm going to make those promises to self, and I'm going to do it in places where integrity is the only thing that holds value. You know, I'll put the proof in the pudding. I just wanted to share. So be on the lookout. Along with subscriptions, there will be some fun gifts that I will be offering for reoccurring subscriptions. One-time signups will be something else, individual paid video platforms and whatnot. The only reason also why I choose to start monetizing anything like this to a degree is because there is more worth when there's more worth involved. So you get stronger guidance when you invest more in self. And we've kind of demonized money as a way to transactualize not giving somebody effortful energy. We give them some money, they give us a service in return. It's not lazy, it's easy, in my opinion. So, with that, be on the lookout. If you're still here at this point in the reading, I am so grateful that you enjoy this. If you're here and this resonates with you, engage with the video so it can reach the people that it may need to hear this message. You know, like, share, subscribe, comment. It's been a lot of fun to watch things grow lately, and it's been really fun to see positive messages come back through the airwaves on my end, seeing people validate, seeing people share their stories. I love it. If you're here watching this video, there is to some degree a relative energetic frequency that we are resonating together on, you know? And that means that, hey, how I love myself is definitely a degree that you are capable of yourself too. The way I'm learning to love and everything. And like, it's been a unique journey, and it's definitely achievable, whatever it is. So anyways, thank you for receiving me from the bottom of my heart. Thank you just for being you. Seriously, thank you just for being you. You're beautiful. I don't know if anybody's told you that yet today, but let me be the first. And I love you. And until next time.